What if you already have everything you desire, but you are just refusing to see it? Neville Goddard, The Law and the Promise, full book summary. Have you ever looked at your life, at the canvas of your experiences, and felt a deep, nagging suspicion? A feeling that the world around you is not merely a fixed, unyielding structure, but something far more malleable, far more responsive to your inner state. It's a feeling that whispers to you in the dead of night, suggesting that you are not simply an actor in a play written by fate, but the secret playwright and the master director of your entire reality. We are all taught to believe in the reality we can see, touch, and measure, the world of external facts and unchangeable circumstances. But what if that is only the shadow? What if the true substance, the foundational bedrock of all existence, lies within the infinite, mystical power of your own imagination? For too long, we have treated our imagination as a playful, harmless faculty, a tool for daydreaming or escaping the real world. We've relegated it to the realm of children and artists, never fully grasping its towering, cosmic significance. Yet, every single invention, every towering monument, every piece of art that has ever moved the human soul began as a silent, invisible drama within someone's mind. The masters of this profound truth understood that the mind is not merely a recipient of reality, but the generating engine of it. They knew that the very act of intensely imagining is not passive wishing. It is the most powerful, active form of creation known to humanity. It is the very essence of the divine operating through you. This journey we are about to take together is not about superficial, positive thinking or simply hopping for the best. It is a profound, life-altering exploration into a simple yet radical principle. Imagining creates reality. This is the foundational law of the universe, the law that is always at work, whether you are consciously using it or not. The moment you grasp this truth, the burden of being a victim of circumstance lifts, and the spectacular, daunting responsibility of being the creator of your life descends upon your shoulders. You move from the effects to the cause. You stop pleading for things to be different and start commanding your world into existence. Prepare to dismantle every limiting belief you hold about yourself and the world. Through the timeless wisdom of one of the greatest spiritual teachers of the last century, we will explore the precise techniques to harness this divine power. We will learn how to move from simply thinking of a desired state to thinking from that state to truly inhabit the feeling of the wish fulfilled. This transition is the secret doorway from your current circumstances to the boundless future you are meant to live. Your consciousness is the single greatest power in the cosmos, and it is time to awaken to what you truly are. Imagination is the sole reality, the single most pivotal concept that we must engrave upon our souls is that imagination is the human form of God. It is not an appendage of the mind. It is the substance of your eternal self. Everything you currently experience, every success, every failure, every person, every circumstance is the crystallized shadow of an imaginal act. The external world is merely a mirror, reflecting the dominant scenes you are continuously playing out within your mind. This is why attempting to change your life by fighting external conditions is like trying to change your reflection in a mirror by arguing with it. It's an act of futility. True transformation must begin at the source, the drama enacted on the stage of your imagination. Daily example. Think of a time you were worried about an upcoming event, like a job interview or a presentation. You didn't just think about failure. You vividly imagined the awkward silence, the fumbling words, the look of disappointment. When the actual event happened, it felt uncannily similar to your internal rehearsal. This wasn't bad luck. It was your imagination, the great creative power, faithfully bringing to pass the scene you impressed upon it. You gave a command, and the universe executed it. For your imagination is the universal commander. Practical task. For the next 3 days, monitor your inner conversations. Every time you catch yourself worrying or imagining a negative outcome, immediately interrupt the scene. Close your eyes for just 60 seconds and vividly imagine the opposite. See the successful outcome, feel the relief, hear the congratulatory words. Do not let any imaginal act go uncorrected. This is the beginning of conscious creation. Feeling is the secret. The imagination provides the form, but feeling is the mortar that solidifies the reality. A mere mental picture is a dry seed. The corresponding emotion is the water that allows it to sprout. To truly create, you must not just see the desired state. You must feel the feeling of the wish fulfilled. It's the difference between saying, "I want to be wealthy," and actually sitting in the profound, settled feeling of having absolutely no lack, the deep relaxation of financial freedom. This feeling is your spiritual signature, the vibrational frequency that magnetizes the physical circumstances necessary to match it. A thought without feeling is inert. A thought saturated with the feeling of reality is an unstoppable force. Daily example. If you are seeking a new loving relationship, simply picturing a person is not enough. You must sit quietly and conjure the feeling of being cherished, of absolute security, of sharing intimate laughter. You must feel the warmth of their hand in yours, the joy of waking up next to them, the deep satisfaction of knowing you are truly loved. When that feeling becomes natural and real to you, the external world, which is simply a messenger, must deliver the physical counterpart. Practical task. Choose one small desire that would bring you genuine joy. Before falling asleep tonight, the ideal state for planting seeds, relax completely. Create a short, vivid scene, perhaps a friend congratulating you on the achievement. Now, focus solely on the feeling of that congratulations. Dwell in the feeling of accomplishment and gratitude until you drift into sleep. Repeat this until the feeling feels more natural than your current reality. The power of revision. One of the most liberating techniques is the revision of the past. You are not a prisoner of your history. If imagining creates reality, then an imagined act today can retroactively change the past, not the external facts, but their effect on your present and future. Unpleasant past events are like weeds in your present garden, constantly choking new growth. By revising these memories, mentally rewriting and reliving them as positive, favorable events, you are literally cleaning the slate of your subconscious mind. You are neutralizing the negative emotional causes that continue to manifest negative effects in your life today. Daily example. Perhaps you had a harsh argument with a loved one yesterday, and now that memory is creating a current of anxiety or guilt. The natural tendency is to rehash the negative words. Instead, stop. Close your eyes and mentally go back to that scene. See the argument unfold, but this time, you and the other person speak with perfect understanding, compassion, and love. Relive the scene with a feeling of deep peace. When you are done, the original painful memory will have lost its power, and your current relationship dynamic will naturally reflect the revised, loving scene. Practical task. Identify one recurring negative memory that still bothers you. Set aside 10 minutes tonight. Write a new, ideal script for that memory. Then, in quiet meditation, vividly and emotionally relive the revised scene. Do not just watch it. Be the character experiencing the positive outcome. Commit to revising this memory every day for 1 week until the original version feels distant and unreal. Living in the end. The law operates perfectly when you abandon the how and the when and simply live in the end. This means refusing to acknowledge the current, objective reality as final, and instead adopting the consciousness, the mood, the feeling, the inner dialogue of the fulfilled desire. You are no longer trying to get something. You are thinking from the state of already having it. This radical shift in perspective is the ultimate act of faith. By dwelling in the end, you compel the intermediate steps, the bridge of events, to automatically appear in your life. The means by which the desire manifests is the business of your infinite imagination, not your limited human intellect. Daily example. Imagine you desire a specific, high-level promotion. The unawakened mind focuses on the daunting steps, the necessary certifications, the office politics, the competition. The awakened creator immediately occupies the consciousness of the promoted self. You feel the authority, the confidence, the gratitude of the new position. Your inner conversation is not, "I hope I get it," but "Isn't it wonderful that I am here?" Your physical actions and decisions throughout the day will then unconsciously align to create the path to that already assumed reality. Practical task. Create a short, personalized mantra that confirms your desired state in the present tense, e.g., "I am completely secure and abundantly provided for." Throughout your day, whenever you find yourself doubting or worrying, immediately pause, take a deep breath, and repeat the mantra with feeling. Use it as a mental anchor to pull you back into the reality of the end you have assumed, the state of the wish fulfilled. The state of the wish fulfilled is not just a passing thought. It is an assumed mental dwelling place. It is the state of consciousness that you must inhabit, like moving into a new home. You cannot live in two houses at once. To effectively manifest, you must mentally move out of the state of lack and into the state of abundance, out of the state of illness and into the state of perfect health. You must identify with your wish being complete, and all external experiences will bend to confirm your new self-concept. The moment you are faithful to your new state, the old reality is immediately on life support, ready to collapse. Explanation and example. Consider the difference between a pauper dreaming of being a king and a pauper who knows he is a king, temporarily wearing rags. The dreamer is full of hope and fear. His life remains unchanged. The one who knows acts with an innate dignity, a subtle confidence that draws respect and opportunity. You must cultivate the inner certainty of the latter. For example, if you desire perfect health, you must stop searching for symptoms and start engaging in the actions and thoughts of a perfectly healthy person. You mentally refuse to wear the label of the ailment, even when the physical evidence persists. Practical task. Define your I am statement for your ideal life, e.g., I am healthy, wealthy, and deeply loved. Carry this statement with you. 3 times a day, take a consciousness break. Read your statement, close your eyes, and for 2 minutes, embody the feeling of this I am state. Let the feeling permeate your body, making the old reality feel distant and impossible. The law of identical harvest. The law of identical harvest is the principle that what you sow in imagination, you must reap in the physical world. There is no possibility of error, no cosmic judge deciding who deserves what. The law is impersonal and perfect. If you sow seeds of fear, worry, and limitation, your harvest will be the experiences that perfectly reflect those inner states. If you sow seeds of confidence, joy, and abundance, the physical world will, with mathematical precision, arrange itself to produce that harvest. Your life is not a lottery. It is an echoing mirror. Explanation and example. A common person might worry about bills, constantly calculating debt and imagining scarcity. This is a tireless act of sowing the seed of lack. They then wonder why unexpected expenses or financial losses continue to plague them. In contrast, the awakened creator consistently assumes the feeling of financial security. They don't ignore the bills, but they handle them from a consciousness of abundance, knowing that money is simply energy in motion. Their focus is on the flow and plenty, not the void, and their reality must reflect this inner state of harvest. Practical task. For every major area of your life, health, career, relationships, clearly define the seed you are planting in your imagination. Write it down. For the next week, before you go to sleep, review these seeds and commit to only sowing thoughts that are perfectly aligned with the desired harvest. If a negative seed slips in, immediately pull it up with a powerful, positive revision. The role of controlled attention. In the realm of creation, attention is the key to all control. Your ability to focus your attention without distraction is the muscle that directs the creative power of your imagination. Whatever you place your attention upon, you are fueling with life and energy, making it a powerful contender for physical manifestation. Most people have scattered attention, leaping from desire to fear, from hope to worry, and their life reflects this chaotic inner state. The true artist of life learns to focus their entire attention on the feeling of the wish fulfilled, holding that image steady until it takes root in the subconscious. Explanation and example. Imagine your attention is a powerful magnifying glass. When you focus it on a single point, your desired goal, it concentrates the light of your consciousness to the point of ignition. A person who is seeking success in a new business venture must continually direct their attention away from the news reports of failure and recession. Instead, they must hold their focus on the vision of their thriving enterprise, the satisfied customers, the healthy revenue, the joyful workspace. Their focused attention acts as a spiritual lens, making the vision sharp and undeniable to the subconscious mind. Practical task. Practice the attention lock. Select a simple, positive affirmation related to your goal, e.g., all things work together for my good. Set a timer for 3 minutes. Your task is to keep your mental attention solely on that phrase and the feeling it evokes, allowing no intrusive or negative thoughts to enter. If your mind wanders, gently guide it back. Regular practice of this simple exercise strengthens your creative control immeasurably. The assumption is the fact. The fundamental teaching is that your assumption is the fact, regardless of the physical evidence to the contrary. An assumption is an imaginal act accepted as true. You are to assume the feeling, the mood, and the inner dialogue that would be natural if your desire were already a physical reality. This assumption is not a lie. It is a higher truth, the spiritual blueprint of your future. The time lag between the assumption and the manifestation is merely the time it takes for the three-dimensional world to rearrange itself to conform to your inner conviction. Explanation and example. Consider the person who assumes they are lucky. When they drop their keys, they immediately assume they'll find them, or that the inconvenience will lead to a better outcome. They do not entertain the possibility of prolonged distress. This unwavering assumption compels reality to deliver lucky experiences. On the other hand, the one who assumes they are unlucky finds endless delays and misfortunes. You must become completely indifferent to the current facts. If the bank account is low, you assume financial health and feel the confidence of it, knowing the external facts are simply outdated reports from a previous state of consciousness. Practical task. Identify one impossible desire you have been hopping for. For the next 24 hours, act as if this desire is an absolute, undeniable fact. How would you walk? How would you speak to people? What would your inner conversation be? Live the day from this assumption of completion. Note the shift in your mood and how people respond to you. The two faces of God, the law and the promise. The teachings of this book are perfectly synthesized in the understanding of the law and the promise. The law is the immutable principle. Imagining creates reality. It is the means by which you fulfill your human desires and improve your three-dimensional life. It is the impersonal mechanism. The promise, however, is the eventual, mystical, personal experience of the divine nature of the self. It is the spiritual awakening, the direct realization of Christ or God as your own human imagination. The law gives you the power to shape your world. The promise is the ultimate purpose, the awakening from the dream of life. Explanation and example. Many use the law solely for material gain, and this is perfectly fine, as the law operates without judgment. They successfully manifest wealth, love, or health. This is using the law for human benefit. The law is like the power of electricity. It can power a home or a destructive weapon. The promise, on the other hand, is the spiritual realization, a series of mystical experiences that grant the seeker absolute knowledge of their eternal identity. The person who truly awakens to the promise realizes that the ability to imagine is not a human talent, but the divine presence itself. Practical task. Dedicate 5 minutes each morning to acknowledging both aspects. For the law, clearly state one current desire and the feeling of its fulfillment. For the promise, simply whisper, "My imagination is the Lord," and sit in the silent, reverent awe of that statement, allowing your consciousness to feel the sublime weight of that divine identity. Each video I share is a seed of awakening. If you wish to walk this journey together, subscribe now. Your one click helps this energy reach more souls. Before we begin, if you'd like to explore the law and the promise in its full depth and experience the complete teachings and practices beyond this summary, you can get the book through the link in the description below. Your support helps us continue creating spiritual book summaries and meditations that awaken deeper awareness. The importance of specificity. When setting your imaginal scene, specificity is the lens of creation. A vague desire produces a vague result. The creative power of your imagination needs a clear, sharp, sensory-rich scene to work with. You must know exactly what you are asking for, not because the universe needs the instruction, but because you need the clarity to generate the specific, resonant feeling of fulfillment. The more details you pour into your imaginal act, the more real and natural the desired state will feel, which, as we know, is the key to manifestation. Explanation and example. Contrast the vague desire, "I want more money," with the highly specific, sensory-rich scene of, "I am holding my phone and reading a congratulatory email with the exact 6-figure salary offer. I feel the smooth glass of the phone, hear the quiet thud as I set it down on my polished mahogany desk, and feel the powerful, calming relief washing over me." The first image generates a low, inconsistent emotion. The second image, rich with sensory details, sight, sound, touch, emotion, instantly transports you into the state of the fulfilled wish, making manifestation rapid and precise. Practical task. Take one of your current goals and rewrite it as a 30-second sensory-rich script. Include what you are seeing, what you are hearing, a specific compliment, a song, a sound, and what you are touching. Practice this short scene 3 times today, focusing on the sensory details until you momentarily forget you are not physically there. The Sabbath of the mind. After successfully impressing the feeling of the wish fulfilled onto your subconscious, the final crucial step is the Sabbath of the mind. This is the state of perfect rest and non-effort, where you completely let go of all worry, doubt, and effort concerning the manifestation. It is the spiritual equivalent of the farmer trusting the seed to grow. You have done your part. You have sown the seed of the desired reality. Now, you rest in the absolute conviction that the law is perfect and the harvest is inevitable. Any further effort is a signal of doubt, which acts as a countercommand, explanation, and example. If you plant a garden seed and then immediately dig it up to see if it's growing, you destroy the process. Manifestation works the same way. A person successfully creates a feeling of being in a perfect relationship, then immediately starts worrying. When will I meet them? Will it work out? This digging up of the seed negates the previous creative act. The true Sabbath is the quiet, calm confidence that says, "It is done." You continue your normal life, but your inner world is now settled, peaceful, and expectant, knowing that the thing is already a spiritual fact. Practical task. For the desire you worked on in the previous task, take a final moment to vividly relive the fulfillment scene. Then, mentally and verbally say, "Thank you. It is finished." For the next 48 hours, strictly forbid yourself from performing any other imaginative act or worry concerning that specific desire. Rest in the knowledge that your command has been given and your reality is now shifting. The bridge of incidents. Once the imaginal act is accepted by the subconscious, you do not need to concern yourself with the bridge of incidents. This is the series of seemingly random events, chance encounters, phone calls, and impulses that will naturally occur in your life to bring the assumed state into physical reality. Your human mind, with its limited perspective, could never orchestrate this perfect sequence. Your only role is to respond instinctively to the impulses that arise after you have assumed the end. These impulses are the breadcrumbs leading you across the bridge. Explanation and example. A person assumes the state of having a new, perfectly suited career. The next day, they might feel a sudden, illogical urge to call an old, almost forgotten contact. Their conscious mind might argue, "That makes no sense," but the impulse is part of the bridge. They follow the impulse, and that call unexpectedly leads to the key introduction that lands them the job. The unawakened person tries to force the events. The awakened creator simply follows the inner nudges that feel natural and right, knowing they are being guided from within the state of the fulfilled wish. Practical task. Every morning for a week, after affirming your desired state, sit quietly for 1 minute and ask, "What is the most loving, productive action I could take today?" Pay attention to the first spontaneous, quiet impulse that arises. This is your guiding nudge. Commit to following that impulse, no matter how small or illogical it seems, knowing it is a step on your bridge of incidents. The universal language of prayer. The deepest understanding of prayer is not begging a separate deity for favors. It is the act of feeling the wish fulfilled. Prayer is a subjective state of gratitude and acceptance before the physical evidence appears. When you pray, you are not trying to convince God. You are becoming one with the state you desire to manifest. The only successful prayer is a feeling of thanksgiving that the thing is already done. This is the universal language of creation, understood perfectly by the infinite power within you. Explanation and example. The person who truly understands prayer doesn't pray for a healing. They mentally and emotionally enter the state of already being healed. They feel the vitality, the lightness, the joy of perfect health, and their words are an expression of gratitude for this present reality. This is the difference between a petition and an assumption. A petition admits lack. An assumption is the creative force affirming the reality of the desired state, and the physical world must conform. Practical task. For your evening prayer, stop using words of lack or pleading. Instead, close your eyes and focus on 5 things you desire. For each one, spend 30 seconds giving profound thanks for its current presence in your life, even if you can't see it yet. Feel the emotion of having received it, and let that feeling be the entirety of your communication. The secret of silence. In a world drowning in noise, the secret of silence is a profound creative tool. The true imaginal act is best planted when the conscious mind is quiet, receptive, and still. The silence is the fertile darkness of the subconscious, where the seed of your desire can take deep root without the interference of worry, doubt, or external distractions. To master creation, you must master the art of entering this deep, meditative stillness. For it is here that the divine imagination speaks and acts without the clutter of the human ego. Explanation and example. Your mind, when active and engaged, is like a choppy, agitated lake. It cannot reflect a clear image. When you intentionally quiet the inner dialogue, the lake becomes still and perfectly reflects the image of your desire. Before you begin your SATS, state akin to sleep technique, the method of entering the drowsy state for imagining, you must first commit to a few minutes of pure stillness. This stillness acts as a clearinghouse, moving you from the outer, objective mind to the inner, subjective mind, where true creation occurs. Practical task. Practice the 2-minute stillness. 2 times a day, sit down, close your eyes, and simply observe your breath. Make no effort to think or not think. Simply rest in the awareness of the present moment. This short daily commitment will deepen your access to the subconscious creative power and make your intentional imagining infinitely more effective. We have journeyed together into the most sacred and powerful chamber of your being, your own boundless human imagination. This is not a philosophy to be debated. It is a law to be tested. Every success story, every miraculous shift you have heard is simply another testament to this immutable principle. Imagining creates reality. The external world, with all its seeming limitations, is but the obedient servant of your inner convictions. You are not a creature of circumstance. You are the conscious architect of your destiny. The most radical transformation you can ever undergo is the simple shift from being an observer of your life to being the unquestioned author of it. The old self, the self that worried, pleaded, and felt like a victim, must be lovingly but firmly laid to rest. The new self, the awakened creator who knows their imagination is the divine power in action, must be fully and unapologetically embraced. Step out of the passive role and into the active power of your I am. The promise is real and the law is perfect. All that is required is your faithfulness to the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Do not look for signs. Simply live from the end, and the entire universe will conspire to bring the physical facts to meet your spiritual assumption. The time for hesitation is over. The power is not outside of you. It is surging through your very being. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for the right time. The time is now, and the power is you. Visual, fast-paced montage of people achieving goals, hugging loved ones, celebrating a success, looking healthy and vibrant. Your 4 calls to action. The path to awakening. 1. Assume the end now. Stop the cycle of waiting and wanting. Today, select one desire, and for the next 24 hours, act, feel, and think from the absolute certainty of its fulfillment. Live as the person you are becoming. 2. Halt the negative inner dialogue. Catch your limiting thoughts like falling leaves. Every time you worry, immediately stop and replace the negative scene with a thankful affirmation that the opposite is already true. You are the sole censor of your mind. 3. Practice the Sabbath. After your imaginal act, rest in the conviction that it is finished. Surrender the how and the when. Trust the perfect timing of your infinite creative power. Doubt is a command for delay. Choose certainty. 4. Test the law fearlessly. This is not theory. This is the bedrock of existence. Commit to a 30-day experiment, testing this law daily, watching in awe as the physical world transforms to mirror your dominant inner state. Prove it to yourself. Each video I share is a seed of awakening. If you wish to walk this journey together, subscribe now. Your one click helps this energy reach more souls. If this message resonated with you and you feel called to go deeper, follow the link in the description to get your copy of The Law and the Promise by Neville Goddard. Every purchase made through that link supports this channel and helps us share more timeless teachings of peace, stillness, and awakening. Take a breath, click the link below, and begin your own journey into the law and the promise. Thank you for watching. If this touched you, please subscribe. Leave a comment detailing one I am statement you are committing to, and like the video. Let's keep awakening together.